Okay, I'll be honest and say that I think that I would have a negative internal response to that. I don't know how I would handle it because it's not my business, kind of. Once he's an adult,
and he invites you to his wedding,
and it's a really queeny wedding, like, and he's like dressed in like the big robe, and the guy comes in dressed like a cowboy on a horse. Like, that would be rough for me. But that's because I still got hang-ups. I mean, I don't want, like... Yeah, that would be rough. But what are you going to do? You know, I mean, what are you going to do? It's his life. And once he's over 18. I mean...
Well, we used to drag him behind trucks.
Right, yeah.
There was a lot less of it going on after we did that a few times.
Yeah. It became taboo. But
this touchy-feely culture. No longer allowed to drag him behind trucks.
About feelings, they're talking about feelings.
Yeah, always talking about feelings. You'll have some feelings after drag behind my van. Right. Down Pico Boulevard.
But no, I mean, I don't, it's just not my...
This is how...
I've known too many gay guys. Like, it's just, there's not... I can't pretend they're... it would be my problem if I had those feelings. I'd have to deal with them. Right? I mean, do you disagree? You think I'm wussing out by saying that?
No. I think you're being very honest.
Yeah.
I'll give you kudos.
Okay.
I thought it was interesting that Joseph's two sons get to be tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim, and they've got a shiksa for a mother. So patrilineal descent was cool back then. But now patrilineal descent, you're a goy.
Right. Yeah. What do we have an explanation for that? Why is it that okay, Joseph's that Manasseh and Ephraim are tribesmen, and they've got, along with many others, have a non-Jewish mother, and then suddenly, so patrilineal is just how it is, and then suddenly today, no.
Well, it changed in Talmudic times when Jewish women got raped repeatedly, and so they were no longer so sure of who the lineage was, so they switched to matrilineal descent.
It's interesting. You know who else does matrilineal descent? Sorry, it's a slight tangent. A lot of the New York Italian crime families, that your mother has to be 100% Italian, your dad can be half non-Italian, but your mom's got to be pure Italian. And I just noticed that because it was interesting, because you can't get made if you're not. But in any case, so it was really that? It was that women were being...
raped en masse, yeah.
En masse?
Yeah.
It wasn't just rampant infidelity?
It was rape, according to the Talmud. That's why they changed the definition of who was a Jew.
What happens if an Orthodox Jewish wife has an affair with a non-Jewish man?
It's discouraged in the tradition. Generally look askance upon it, but her children are Jewish.
But if
she has an affair with, like, her husband's brother, then I think the children are mamzerim, bastards.
Okay.
But I don't think the children are bastards if she has an affair with a non-Jew.
I had a mamzer scare when I was young. Apparently, at my Jewish school, they were concerned that I was mamzer, but they did some research and discovered that I was not.
Why were they? Well, what gave it away?
My mom was married previously, prior to my father, to a non-Jewish man. And had 2 children by that marriage, and then married my father.
And you were born 2 months after the wedding.
And I hadn't even considered that angle, but no, something about the whole thing concerned one of my teachers. Her name was Shlomit, and she was really upset because she thought that it sounded like I was mamzer. But then she found out what she needed to find out and talked to a rabbi, and she said no, he's not a mamzer. And she was okay.
Are you Facebook friends with Shlomit today?
No. I would be if she's out there. Maybe she is.
Are you Facebook friends with any of your former teachers?
Yes.
You are?
Yeah.
Teachers from high school?
No, a couple professors from college.
Okay.
No, but not high school. But it's interesting. I would if they were out there. Maybe they are. I should check. But
Well, you had a lot of points written down, so you made one. So,
well, no, I made more than one. Because then you go through it, and then I say my things, and then that's.
So we've gone through several of your points that you had written down.
Well, okay. Here's another one. Here's one of the other ones that we didn't touch upon. And okay, so the idea of the 7, there's 7 let me see how it's worded. 7 healthy ears of corn growing from a single stalk.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is that, or as I'd read in one place, is that you cannot separate your life. You cannot compartmentalize in the end. Mm-hmm. Your business life, your life at shul, your life at home, your life with women, all of it is one.
Ah, that's interesting.
And you cannot... There are no distinctions, no matter which ones you try to put there. It's just you. Right. It's just you doing your thing, and your thing has got to be your thing. And I thought that was interesting, and I wasn't sure how I felt about it. What do you? I mean,
that's interesting.
What do you feel like you can in your life? Have you felt able to separate? I don't know. Have you felt the need to separate different parts of your life?
I definitely have almost always felt the need to separate different parts of my life. And I've never felt comfortable bringing people from various parts of my life together in the same way today.
Interesting. Because I think I was the same way at some times. I remember mentioning to a... do you mind if I mention that I go to therapy?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I do weekly see a therapist. And I mentioned to her that in high school once I had done something very unkind or not thoughtful to a young lady friend of mine, and she came to my house.
Good rape.
No, it was insensitivity in the aftermath
the therapist notified law enforcement.
Right. No, at one point I did ask my therapist what are her legal responsibilities, but in any case, no, I was very insensitive, wildly insensitive in the aftermath of a coupling with this woman, and she came to my house to tell me she thought that my behavior was wrong. Mm-hmm. I told my therapist what bothered me most about that situation was that she had come to my house.
Yeah, that would freak me out
yes,
too.
Right. I don't know, it was like I would have been happy to have that conversation with her at school or anywhere else, or I mean whatever, just don't come to my house. And my therapist said, Joey, I see you are in my house right now. I see all my patients in my house. She said, to me it doesn't matter. I'm the same shit everywhere. And I was kind of like, huh. I can dig it. I can't do it, but I can dig it. Like, and so I was thinking about this with the seven stalks of corn on the single vine. Just whether is that really possible to pull off?
Well, some people, yeah. A lot of people are integrated people. They're the same wherever they go.
Like, integrated people, right?
Yeah, they're integrated, but.
Well, how did that term pop out of your mouth? Integrated, like
because I'm not integrated. I mean, from therapy.
You learned that in therapy?
Yeah, and after that, I hear it and it sticks to me because I'm definitely not an integrated person. Right. I remember when one of my rabbis heard that I had a live cam, and he said, "Oh, I'll have to pop in and check it out." And I said, "Please give me a warning before you come in." And he said, "Oh, is it one of those?" But like, I would not be comfortable with my rabbi like just being. Popping in on cam. I would want to know because I would behave differently knowing that my rabbi was in the room or my mother was in the room than knowing that just some anonymous strangers from where's Welsh?
Right.
Wales.
Like, yes.
Yeah, so I mean I behave differently towards people who are Orthodox Jews as opposed to everyone else. I behave a little differently towards Jews than non-Jews. I behave differently towards women that I want to court than women I have no interest in. I behave differently.
Right.
Also, I behave differently if I think I can make money from someone.
Right. Okay, so but all those things to me are kind of natural. Like you're not, and it's not that you're being inauthentic. You're expressing a different part of yourself in different circumstances, and if you're with one group of people, then. There's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't want the rabbi, maybe why you wouldn't want the rabbi to see it. But one of them is just out of respect for the rabbi. One of them is just, look, I know that that's not your thing. It is my thing. I don't want you to have to feel bothered by it, so I'd rather you not, let me know in advance.
I remember when I had my party for my memoir, Excommunicated, A Rebel Without a Shul. I had about 30 people there from the sex industry, and I had about a dozen or so Orthodox Jewish friends. And
wow.
And I was feeling high anxiety.
Yeah.
Now they all got along great.
Right.
But and the porn people were in this corner, and the Orthodox Jews were in this corner.
Good Lord!
I had a lot of anxiety.
I can imagine.
I was not very comfortable.
I'm getting nervous just hearing that story.
And I remember I walked down the street here, and I suddenly saw some people from the porn industry, and I freaked out and just like.